Imagine, someone is screaming in your face. Their voice cuts the air, the veins in their neck bulge, their eyes are full of fire. And you stand there, silent, emotionless, not a step back. At this moment, they're not in control. You are. People think that power is loudness. That the loudest one wins, the one who proves it, the one who shows it. But real power lies in silence. It's intimidating. It makes others doubt themselves. Indifference isn't weakness. It's a conscious refusal to play someone else's game. When you're calm, you're not at a disadvantage. You're outside the other person's emotional system. The brain hates emptiness. When you don't react, the other person fills the silence with their own fears, complexes, and anxieties. They begin to break down. First insight, emotional superiority. When you lose control, you lose power. But when you remain cool, your mind begins to control the scene. In psychology, this is called the dominance frame. Whoever sets the emotional tone leads. Look at how real leaders act. They don't shout, they simply look. With a single glance, they force others to justify themselves. It's not magic, it's trained neutrality. Second insight, energy economics. Anger requires energy. But calmness preserves it. When you don't react to provocation, your brain conserves resources and remains rational. You see everything clearly, without emotional distortions. This is what destroys many. They expend energy on every petty squabble, on every prove it. Their psyche becomes exhausted, and they think they're fighting. In reality, they're simply losing themselves. Third insight, the psychology of attraction. People are drawn not to those who shout, but to those who are calm. Calmness is a signal of inner security. It's like a cold fire, it doesn't burn, but it's impossible to look away. Notice how in relationships you're drawn to those who don't chase, who don't beg for attention, who seem to know it will come on its own. This is power without noise. Fourth insight, power through absence. When you don't participate in emotional chaos, you become a mirror. People see themselves in you, and it knocks them off their feet. They don't know how to behave with someone who doesn't react normally. Sometimes indifference breaks a person more than screaming, because screaming can be understood, but silence is indecipherable. Fifth insight, mental autonomy. Cool calm is not a mask. It is a state where your mind is above triggers, where you cease to be a reaction, and become the source. In this state, dependence on the outside disappears. You don't need to prove, explain, or convince. You simply are. And that is enough. Calm is a form of power, but it is quiet. It doesn't require applause. It simply makes others a little smaller around you. That's why indifference is stronger than rage. Rage makes noise, while calm works. Rage shows weakness, while indifference shows control. But don't confuse this with coldness for the sake of a game. True calm comes from a depth where you no longer fear loss, where your confidence doesn't depend on the reactions of others. And then, even in chaos, you are the center. Even under pressure, you are stone. Even amidst screaming, you are silence. You don't run, you don't argue, you don't fight. You see. And seeing is power. Remember, true control isn't about winning. It's about not being drawn into a game. And the next time someone tries to upset you, just smile. Let their emotions drown in your calm. Because indifference isn't the absence of feelings, it's the presence of strength. Now think, who do you fear more, the one who shouts, or the one who simply watches and remains silent? That's the dark side of calm. Silence that breaks the power of others.